It was close to midnight and the vampires were ready to strike. Hours earlier, Count Dracula gave the Vampire Council a proposal. If the vampires wanted to take over the world, they should get some foot soldiers first. Thus, they were about to strike on a nearby werewolf colony and turn them for the vampire army. The clock struck 12 and the time had come. Many of the werewolves were living their lives peacefully, their isolation from society allowing them to become more civilized. However, as one werewolf was showing his son the night sky, he noticed something. People. People with fangs marching toward them. One of them transformed into a bat, leapt at the father, and bit him in the neck. Suddenly, the father began to shake, for he was a werewolf no more. He was a brainless vampire soldier. Dracula smiled as his plan came to fruition, but just as the other vampires were about to keep biting, the full moon appeared. Suddenly, the werewolves grew stronger. With the help of the full moon, each wolf doubled in size and became more resistant to the bites. They threw garlic at their Transylvanian enemies and drowned them in holy water. The Alpha, known to most non-werewolves as the Universal Wolfman, ordered that every able werewolf grab a sharp object and aim them at the vampires' hearts. Surprisingly, the 2nd Battalion of Vampires were significantly more intelligent than the 1st. They brought in more reinforcements, carried umbrellas and mops to protect them from the holy water, and crucially, wore bulletproof vests. The strongest of the vampires, known as the Draculean elites, transformed into bats and began biting again. With their more powerful venom, they were able to transform more of the werewolves into vampire soldiers. Could Dracula's plan actually come into fruition? Despite the best efforts of the vampires to either hypnotize or kill them all, the werewolves' unnaturally strong metabolism kept them alive. The Wolfman sent even more of his bravest to destroy the vampires with UV lighting technology, especially with those newfangled Nairobis that were bright enough to fill a hospital with pure toxic light. The werewolves seemed to have a chance. Alas, the only way the conflict could end was with compromise. Dracula and the Wolfman sat down on a hill and began to talk. If the vampires agreed to free the hypnotized werewolves and leave the werewolf territories alone, the werewolves would agree to help the vampires in exchange. Dracula was pleased that the werewolf seemed reasonable. However, the Wolfman wasn't entirely truthful, because as soon as the peace treaty was announced, the Wolfman stabbed Dracula in the heart and announced that he would take over both armies. Setting his sights on the city, the Wolfman began to lead both armies toward it, where they would slowly begin their quest to take over the world.